if I get him where I need him to be, he's gonna sleep for sure. Soften him up, then fry him.
Okay, so before we even start, I need you to understand that what I'm about to tell you allegedly changes everything you thought you knew about this fight. Because this isn't just about boxing anymore, this is about two men.
I'm already a legend from where I came from, or what I've done. Like, I done been through mad stuff, like sleeping on floors, crack house, all that type of stuff. Like, I've been through all that. I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody else. That's why I don't never get too hyped about the win after I win, because it's like you always got to do something over and over again till you're done. And there's always going to be somebody next, somebody.
Two completely different worlds, two survival stories colliding in the most dangerous way possible. And sources close to both camps are allegedly saying that the people closest to the situation are genuinely nervous, not excited, nervous.
That know that this is no easy fight. Very skilled, and I'm gonna go on the line and say this may be the most skillful person that Tank has faced thus far.
I just don't want to look bad come fight night. My biggest fear has been embarrassed, especially in front of like all these people, like worldwide. Then you be like, come this mean for deck, like, you know? Like, I ain't got time for that. I'm not trying to go out getting my butt kicked. Like, bad, like, I can't do it. I don't want to be embarrassed, bro. It's just my pride. Some people be made for it, some people don't. It's not going to win.
And you're going to find out exactly why in about 30 seconds. But first, let me just say that Gervonta Tank Davis, the man, the myth, the nightmare that allegedly keeps other fighters up at night.
I just know that he's not the same person that we seen the last time we seen him in the ring. Been through a lot of stuff. Watching him making the transition, coming from being incarcerated to now, and dealing with courts, dealing with that type of stuff. That's a trauma and a half for you if you ever been through that type of stuff.
Reportedly sat down recently and said something that nobody expected, something so raw and real that even his own team allegedly went quiet. And what he said was that he doesn't box for applause anymore. He boxes because survival is the only language he's ever spoken. And when a man tells you that hardship built him from the ground up,
Yeah. I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this. You so good,
and that public praise means nothing because the next challenge is always coming. You need to pay attention because that is not the mindset of someone who's afraid of Shakur Stevenson. That is the mindset of someone who is allegedly already 10 steps ahead in a chess match the rest of us don't even know we're watching.
This motherfucking Mexican up. He gonna think everything. He gonna take the referee hitting him in that bitch. Champ gonna just be hitting him all day long. Bop, bop, bop. He gonna be static coming. Oh, he tough. But we gonna hit him with all that good shit. We gonna be ready.
And here is where it gets interesting, because Barry Hunter, Tank's own trainer, allegedly admitted that Shakur Stevenson might be the most technically dangerous opponent of Davis's entire career. And when a man's own camp says that, you have to ask yourself, what do they know that we don't? Because fans are saying online that this wasn't just a compliment to Shakur, this was allegedly a warning shot wrapped in a press conference smile. And the internet has not been quiet about it, But wait, because breaking news allegedly coming from inside sources
Yeah, I think Shakur definitely showed that he's going to be on that list very soon. Four division champion already. They're looking to get more. Show that he has all the tools, all the tactics. Stay cool under pressure. Proved a lot of things. Took a good fighter and took him to school. And that's what great fighters do. It's like, you got to give him his props. Excellent outcome. Headshots out to Teofimo too for taking the fight at that risk at that time in his career, because that was a high risk for Teofimo. He knew what he was getting himself into, I think. But for him to take that still said a lot about him. So yeah, I think we just saw the making of maybe BoxingHQ.
suggests that the tension around this fight isn't just athletic, it's deeply personal, deeply psychological. And reportedly, one of Tank's most honest admissions recently was that his biggest fear, the thing that allegedly wakes him up at night, is not losing. It's being embarrassed publicly.
Sure wins it because of his discipline. Because he showed against Teofimo that he stayed very disciplined all night. And he's the type of guy, he don't really do a lot of crazy stuff in his life normally. So it's like discipline is a thing that is not only exercised inside the ring, exercised also outside the ring. And as we see, sometimes Gervonta has problems with this, but we have never seen Shakur have problems with this. We've seen him be more disciplined at the right time than we've seen him not have discipline. So with the fight being like it is right now, I would lean towards Shakur because of his discipline, but don't get it twisted. If somebody could be Tank Davis would be that person because of his intention.
It's the memes, the viral clips, the slow motion replays that follow a fighter forever. And Calvin Ford, who has known Tank longer than almost anyone, reportedly confirmed that Davis has been forged through something far heavier than boxing, legal situations,
Saying, but like let's do it on a even playing field. Like give that man enough time to train. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Tank is great for what he do, and I respect Tank in the ring and his skills and his power and his attribute and he's smart.
Yeah.
He's definitely smart. He can box his ass off. And I'm not saying I would pick Shakur just because our differences. I'm telling you as a fighter.
Yeah.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just...
personal trauma, private battles that allegedly shaped the man you see throwing bombs in that ring, and fans are saying that that context reframes everything because you're not just watching an athlete when you watch Tank, you're allegedly...
It's too close to call.
It's just one of them things. Tank got skill. Tank got skill. Tank got power. He got that natural instincts, man. He got it. You know, Shakur just a pure boxer.
Yeah.
He could box, a pure boxer. But is this pure boxer. Tank
got a little bit of everything.
Tank got a little bit of everything.
It's hard to game plan for him. Okay.
It's like you gotta like knowing you finna fight Shakur, you just know you finna box.
Yeah.
You finna box.
So you gotta be sharp.
You gotta be sharp. Tank, you know, he got a little bit of everything.
You're watching someone who treats every fight like it's the last wall standing between him and a version of life he fought too hard to escape. And just when you think you understand Tank's side of the story, Shakur Stevenson's camp allegedly flips the entire narrative. Because Stevenson didn't just promise to win, he reportedly guaranteed it.
And I say he fights the level of competition, you know, and you can say, oh, there's some contradiction going on now, but it just, I still got Shakur, but there is still like, it's like, I can see a way, I can see a path to where Tank can beat him. I can see it. I can see a path in a way that I believe that Tank can catch him and hurt him and knock him out. You know, I'm not gonna give that away. However, I can see the path. I can see a path, man. Well, I could talk about it. I mean, it's the fact that he's not, when you put heat on him, he's so damn defensive.
And the reason he gave was not power, not size, not hype. It was discipline. Raw, obsessive discipline. And online speculation is running wild that Shakur's training camp for this alleged matchup has been described as borderline monastic. That
He's not willing to risk getting caught. Tank's gonna be in the fight. Period. And if he starts moving back on his bicycle, and Tank's coming forward, Tank's gonna be the aggressor. That's what's gonna happen. So I can see Tank actually winning the fight now when I thought that he couldn't, on the scorecards, and not knocking out Shakur because of this. You know, the inactivity behind his defense could be his downfall.
That's what we got to do, right? We got to keep an open mind, fight to fight.
His team has allegedly promised a level of technical pressure and sharp, suffocating boxing designed specifically to make Gervonta Davis feel like he's fighting smoke. Like he can't land, can't breathe, can't find the rhythm he needs to do what he does best. And this is where the story allegedly gets darker.
They had a back and forth on X, and at the end of it, Shakur was like, yeah, it's over. I mean, he's not going to fight me. He's not interested, so I'm not interested. Don't ask me about that again. And I'm totally with him on that. So, yeah, him putting that extra, and plus, we don't know what's going on with Tank right now. So, you know, he has a lot of things to deal with. It's easy to say F him right now anyway, right? But I lost interest when Tank lost interest, Shakur lost interest. Listen, I mean, fighting Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, I always saw Teofimo Lopez as like a Tank Davis kind of. Like the way I've always compared them to, except for Teofimo Lopez is a big guy. And with Shakur moving up to fight Teofimo Lopez, I'm kind of fine. Like, I get it. You know, if they were to ever fight, of course that's...
Because Roy Jones Jr., a living legend who has seen everything this sport has to offer, reportedly leaned towards Stevenson when asked to break down this matchup, citing Shakur's composure and discipline as elite-level advantages, but, and this is the part fans keep clipping and replaying, Jones Jr. allegedly followed that up.
You get what I'm trying to say? He would take a few, bam, bam, and let you get off so he could get closer, so you could try to throw 3 or 4 or 5, and then he counter those. Now he's boxing, but he'll roughhouse to box because he can always rely on him being rough. He can rely on it. He had the doghouse rules with Tank at 15. He found out how tough he is. So at the end of the day, when everything strips apart, he can rely on that foundation. But that can hurt him. It can also kind of help him because Devin ain't known as a great puncher. And he's coming up. So he can feel safe doing what he always does against natural welterweights.
This is the warning so sharp, it cut through the entire analysis because he said Tank's explosiveness and unpredictability can change a fight in a single moment, a single second, a single punch that nobody sees coming, and that allegedly changes the entire risk calculation. And speaking of risk, Terrence Crawford, one of the most technically complete fighters alive, reportedly went on record saying he believes Davis would struggle to land clean power shots against Shakur's defense.
Oh, God, I don't know. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting because if Shakur handles this guy like he did Lopez, I'm gonna say the hell with him. I'm gonna say the hell with Shakur, man. If he just handles this guy like he's gonna the hell with him. Somebody gotta give him a fight, though. You gotta be very sophisticated to know how to fight. This is when I know you lost against Shakur. This is when I know you lost. You see when he does this stuff? Once you start doing this stuff and looking at him, oh, it's over. You got constant action, constant motion. You gotta be on him constantly. Once you start looking at him and doing that, you're dead. He's gonna pick you apart.
And the internet allegedly erupted because when Crawford speaks about ring IQ, people listen. But fans are saying his take accidentally revealed something bigger. Because if even elite insiders believe Tank struggles to land clean, and Tank is still somehow ending fights with highlight reel knockouts, then what does that allegedly say about what happens when he does get through? And allegedly, that is the question nobody in Stevenson's camp wants to answer publicly.
Huge pay-per-view attraction right now?
Right now, no. I feel like because these guys are still young, they have the time to build it up, and because of how the audience have been taking Shakur's last performance, the interest of it is low. You know what I mean? So I feel like for it to be big again, Shakur got to have exciting performances. And at least like a
But we're not done, because Tim Bradley reportedly added a twist that reframes the entire stylistic debate, suggesting that Shakur's elite defensive movement could either dominate the scorecards round by round or accidentally invite Davis to become the aggressor and sway judges in a way that has nothing to do with clean punching and everything to do with perceived pressure and ring control. And online speculation suggests that Bradley's comment quietly exposed a flaw in Stevenson's approach that his team allegedly hasn't addressed publicly. And then Mike Tyson entered the conversation and allegedly said the single most chilling thing anyone has said about this matchup, reportedly describing Stevenson as a fighter who mentally dismantles opponents once they stop attacking and start reacting.
You know what I mean? That's against the game. Like, you know what I mean? You at least owe that fight for the game. You know what I mean? You owe the rematch to Lamont for the game. But you owe Shakur for the game just because of the two style matchups. You know what I mean? But if he feel like he don't gotta fight him, guess what? We can't sit here and just go crazy about it. But it is kind of crazy. It is kind of corny. You know what I'm saying? If he not gonna fight Shakur, and if he's standing on it like, I'm not ever gonna fight you, I'm not doing you no favors, and all right. But then again, you know what? I don't know what them guys got going on. I don't know what they've been through personally. You know what I'm saying? But would I love to see that fight? Hell yeah, I would love to see that. And then number 3, you said what? You said
retirement.
The retirement. Oh, boxing. Boxing. They're around.
And Tyson allegedly warned that the only way to survive Shakur is relentless, unbroken forward pressure. Because the moment you begin reacting to Shakur's timing and precision, allegedly the fight is already slipping away on the cards without a single dramatic moment to show for it. And this is where sources allegedly suggest Tank's team has been doing homework that goes way beyond film study. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Frank Martin and Richardson Hitchens allegedly stepped into this conversation and completely reframed how we should understand Davis's power. Because Hitchens reportedly explained that Tank's punches are not about raw force, they are about speed, precision, and the terrifying ability to deliver a counter before an opponent's brain has even registered the opening existed.
Celebrate, all right, we back to the next camp. To now, marketing. You're talking about marketing, you're talking about lawyers, you're talking about all this shit that you just never imagined. You're like, why do I have to deal with all of this? People trying to keep money coming in, so they trying to come up with bright ideas. At the same time, you got a lot of people trying to get shit from you. And I don't mean the people that, you know, that you came up with. I'm talking about these people in business. You know what I'm saying? They always thinking of a new idea, something for you new to do, trying to keep you fresh, and this and that, keep your name hot. You got to stay in the algorithms. You know, it's just a lot of pressure on fighters. And I feel like Tank being at, what is he, 30 years old? And you got kids. See, what people forget about is it come a time in a man's life where he just want to slow down. You know what I'm saying? We can't all run around like we used to back then.
And fans are saying this allegedly means that every moment Shakur is being clever and technical, he is simultaneously creating micro opportunities for the most precisely timed puncher in the division to end the conversation permanently. And just as the momentum of this fight was allegedly building to a fever pitch, promoter Eddie Hearn reportedly stepped in and said something that allegedly cooled the entire room, suggesting the fight's momentum has reportedly stalled due to other obligations and rematch situations surrounding Tank. But Hearn allegedly couldn't help himself, because in the same breath he reportedly insisted that Stevenson's style remains a major problem for Davis, and that many people dramatically underestimate Shakur's real chances of winning. And online speculation is now running wild that this alleged stalling isn't business, it's strategy. That allegedly one side of this negotiation understands exactly what's at stake and is moving very carefully. And now here is the moment you've been waiting for, the final twist that allegedly reframes this entire story, because when you line up everything, Tank's trauma-forged survival mentality, Shakur's borderline obsessive discipline, the legend's split down the middle, the stylistic danger on both sides, the alleged business delays, the psychological admissions, fans are now saying online that the most dangerous thing about this fight isn't what happens inside the ring. It's allegedly what happens to both of their legacies if it never happens at all. Because a super fight that stays on paper forever reportedly becomes a ghost story that haunts both fighters, and sources close to the situation allegedly suggest that both camps know this. Which raises the question that nobody is asking loudly enough. What if the real fight has allegedly already started, and the ring hasn't even been set up yet? So tell me in the comments right now, do you think Shakur Stevenson is secretly afraid of Gervonta Davis? Or is Tank allegedly the one who knows exactly what's waiting for him and is buying every single second of time he can get?